the heart of a city that breathed history, where the air hummed with the melodies of 1,000 conversations and the scent of exotic spices. There was a souk unlike any other, and in this souk, there was a merchant named Omar. His shop wasn't the largest, nor did it boast the most extravagant wares, but it was the soul of the marketplace. People came from far and wide, drawn not just by his quality goods, but by the reputation of the man himself. Omar was known as a man whose word was as solid as the ancient stones of the city walls. His scales were always balanced, his prices always fair, and his character unblemished. His apprentice, a young man named Ali, watched his master with a mix of admiration and impatience. Ali was sharp, ambitious, and saw the world in terms of profit and loss. He learned the trade quickly how to judge the quality of spices by their aroma, the fineness of a carpet by its weave. But the true secret to Omar's success, the quiet contentment that always seemed to surround him, remained a mystery. Ali saw other merchants haggle fiercely, bend the truth, and accumulate vast fortunes. He often wondered if Omar's unwavering principles were holding them back from greater wealth. One sun-drenched afternoon, as the call to prayer echoed softly from a distant minaret, Omar called Ali to his side. He held up a magnificent roll of silk, its color the deep blue of a twilight sky, shimmering with threads of silver. Ali, Omar said, his voice calm and steady, "A caravan master is expected before dusk. He is a discerning buyer. I am entrusting you with the sale of this silk. It is our finest piece." A thrill went through Ali. This was a significant responsibility, a sign of Omar's growing trust. He took the heavy roll of fabric, his heart pounding with a mix of pride and determination. He would make his master proud. He would secure the best possible price. He carried the silk to a quiet corner of the shop, unrolling it carefully under the light streaming in from the arched doorway. The fabric was even more beautiful up close, cool and smooth beneath his fingertips. As he meticulously inspected it, his trained eye caught something, a tiny imperfection, a single thread, slightly frayed, creating a small, almost invisible mar in the otherwise flawless weave. It was the kind of flaw that 99 out of 100 buyers would never notice. And that's when the thought entered his mind, uninvited, like a whisper from the shadows. He could simply roll the silk in a way that concealed the flaw. The caravan master would pay the full, premium price, none the wiser. Their profit would be significantly higher. It wasn't a lie. He reasoned with himself, just a strategic omission, a small compromise for a substantial gain. It was how business was done in the real world, wasn't it? The other merchants did it. Why should they be left behind? He stood there, conflicted, the beautiful silk in his hands, feeling heavier by the second. He imagined the gleam of the extra gold coins, the expansion of their shop, the respect he would earn as a shrewd businessman. But then, he imagined Omar's face. He pictured the gentle disappointment that would cloud his master's eyes if he ever found out. This internal battle raged within him, the pull of ambition against the weight of his upbringing. As if summoned by his thoughts, Omar approached. He didn't look at the silk, but at Ali. His gaze was not accusatory, but filled with a profound understanding, as if he could see the entire conflict playing out in the young man's heart. "What troubles you, my son?" Omar asked, his voice a gentle balm. Ali's face flushed. He felt exposed. He stammered, "Master, I found a small flaw in the silk." He pointed it out, his finger trembling slightly. "I was just thinking about how to present it." Omar nodded slowly, a knowing and slightly sad smile on his lips. He placed a reassuring hand on Ali's shoulder. "Ali," he began, his tone shifting from that of a merchant to that of a teacher, a guide. "In our path, in Islam, honesty is not just a good business practice. It is not a policy to be adopted or discarded. It is the very foundation of our iman, our faith." He gestured for Ali to sit with him on a low-cushioned bench. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was a merchant before he was a prophet. And what were his titles, given to him by the people of Mecca, even by those who later opposed him? As-Sadiq, the truthful, and Al-Amin, the trustworthy. This was his character. This is our legacy. The Prophet taught us, truthfulness leads to righteousness, and righteousness leads to paradise. A man continues to tell the truth until he is recorded with Allah as a truthful person. Omar paused, letting the words settle. Now, think of the opposite. He also warned us. Lying leads to wickedness, and wickedness leads to the hellfire. Our faith, our connection to Allah, is like a strong, beautiful building. Every time we tell a lie, no matter how small, we are taking a hammer and creating a crack in that foundation. At first, it's just a hairline fracture. You might convince yourself it's nothing, but with another lie and another, the cracks spread until the entire structure becomes weak, unstable, and ready to collapse. Ali listened, captivated. This was the wisdom he had been seeking, something far more valuable than the price of silk. Omar continued, Allah himself commands us in the Quran, in Surah At-Tawbah, O you who have believed, fear Allah, and be with those who are truthful. This is a direct instruction. To be with the truthful means to be one of them. True success, real barakah, is not measured in the coins we can count. It is measured in the trust we earn, the peace in our hearts, and the blessings we receive from being in a state of honesty before a creator. That fleeting gain from a dishonest sale, it might buy you a temporary pleasure, but it costs you something infinitely more precious. Closeness to Allah. It erodes the barakah, the divine blessing, from your wealth and your life. Omar looked at the roll of silk. This fabric is a test, Ali. Just like every transaction, every conversation is a test. Do we choose the temporary glitter of this world, or the enduring light of our faith? Dishonesty may feel like a shortcut, but it is a path that leads away from grace, away from peace. Ali looked down at his hands, then at the flawed silk, and finally, back at his master. The conflict within him had dissolved, replaced by a profound clarity. The choice was no longer about a few extra coins. It was about who he wanted to be. It was about the integrity of his soul and the foundation of his iman. He stood up, his shoulders straight, a newfound resolve in his eyes. I understand, Master. Thank you. A short while later, the caravan master arrived. He was a large, imposing man named Khalid, with a reputation for being a tough negotiator. He strode into the shop, his eyes scanning everything with a critical air. Ali greeted him respectfully and unrolled the blue silk. Khalid's eyes lit up. He ran his hand over the fabric, nodding in appreciation. Excellent quality, he boomed. Name your price. Ali took a deep breath. Sir, it is indeed one of the finest silks we have. However, I must show you something. With a steady hand, he pointed to the small, frayed thread. There is a minor flaw here. Because of this, we cannot ask for the full price. We can offer it to you for 20% less. Khalid fell silent. He peered at the floor, then looked up at Ali, his expression unreadable. Ali's heart thumped in his chest. Had he made a terrible mistake? The caravan master stared at Ali for a long moment, his stern face slowly breaking into a wide, genuine smile. Young man, he said, his voice now warm and full of surprise. I have been trading in the souk for 30 years. I have seen merchants try to sell me torn carpets as heirlooms and colored glass as jewels. I have seen them swear false oaths on a stack of holy books, but I have never had a merchant point out a flaw I would have never seen myself. He clapped Ali on the shoulder. I will take the silk, and I will pay you the full price, not a coin less. Your honesty is worth more than any discount. But he didn't stop there. From this day on, Khalid declared, I will conduct all my business in this city through this shop. A man who is honest about a single thread can be trusted with a mountain of gold. That day marked a turning point for Ali. The sale to Khalid was just the beginning. The caravan master, true to his word, became their most loyal and lucrative patron, bringing them more business than they had ever dreamed of. Word of the honest apprentice and his wise master spread through the caravans and trade routes. Their small shop flourished, not just with wealth, but with respect and trust. Years passed. Ali eventually took over the shop from an aging Omar, carrying forward the legacy of a Sadiq, an alim. He became a pillar of the community, known not just for his success, but for his integrity. He taught his own apprentices the same lesson he had learned that fateful day, that honesty was not a barrier to success. but the only true and blessed path to it. It was a path that fortified one's faith, brought peace to the soul, and built a legacy not of gold and silver, but of unwavering truth, a treasure that shines brightly in this life and the next. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the beautiful teachings of our faith.